too tight. I'm like, is this really happening? I'm not pretty enough for him. And my jeans are too big. They fit right. And I'm like, well, I'm actually dating somebody. I'm living with him. And he goes, I know why you don't want to date me. He's like, girl, I've been watching you all day. And I know that you've been watching me. He goes, it's because I'm an actor, right? And I said, no. And he goes, no, because you don't think I could take care of you. I can take care of you. Let me prove it to you. Have dinner with me tonight. I'm going to fly you to LA. I'm going to set you up with my agent, because you want to be an actress, right? Yeah. So you can meet with my agent. Maybe something will pan out from that. You don't have to sleep with me. You're not going to be in my house. I'm going to get you a hotel. And I'm like, I said, look, I know how talented you are. I've watched you fall into that car the way you do, that thing. I know you're going to make it. I'm not concerned with that. He's like, I renovate houses. I was like, that's so awesome. I do too. And he's like, I went to college. I think that's great, because I hadn't gone yet. And I didn't go. We didn't have the internet back then. We didn't have cell phones back then. I didn't know, like, he gave me his phone number. I kept that piece of paper for the longest time and hid it, like, in the side of the wall so my boyfriend wouldn't find it. And I took a bath that night, and I wondered, is this a mistake I'm making? A couple years later, I saw him in this movie, Dead Presidents. I go, that's my boy on the bench. Thank you, God, for giving him the career he deserves. Because anyone that could go into a car like that deserves to be in the Dead Presidents movie, because that moved me. And for years, I've known who he is. And I don't know why. Like, why wouldn't I just go, oh, you know, that's him. That's Brad Pitt. I don't know why I put things out of my head. Is it because I've always, like, again, and that's a moment in my life that I never fully, so I have these moments. I try to have less of them as I get older.
Maybe it was Brad Pitt.
No, it was Terrence Howard.
Oh, Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Oh, Terrence Howard.
No, for a pimp. I remember that movie. I was like singing it, and I was in the Bahamas this summer, and he's on this big billboard, and I said to my mother, "See that man? It's the man I want to marry." Still not making the connection. The day I actually made the connection that it was him, I signed up for this class, and I was hired at It's Just Lunch, or had my first interview to be. So that was a very big transitional moment. And the moment that I signed up for this, or knew that I was taking this class, got, you know, this interview, I knew that my life was shifting, and I was like, okay, now you gotta admit that fucking Terrence Howard hit on you once, and you fucking fucked that shit up. You know, not saying that he would be the one. Not saying that he's even who I want, but it's just an interesting missed moment. It's something I learned about myself, and particularly like.
The Madonna with Blue B, a little